The FBI and Twitter, taking wokeism and the new American cancel culture to a whole new level. Hello, this is John Hnatio reporting for the Objective News Network. This morning, I had the chance to sit down and review the emails published by Elon Musk at Twitter. I am absolutely appalled at what I read. In the good old days of my youth, there was something called moral integrity by at least some of the actors in government and industry. Today, it seems the nation's moral compass is pointing south when it should be pointing north. After reading through the emails released by Elon Musk's new Twitter, I am now convinced that members of the FBI and of the old Twitter colluded in what is tantamount to sedition to wrongly influence the electoral process by violating the free speech provisions of the U.S. Constitution. There's an old adage in Washington, D.C., that the cover-up is often worse than the crime itself. The failed leaders in both the FBI and at Twitter engaged in a gigantic, coordinated, and sinister effort to cancel the voices of individual citizens of the American Republic to wrongly interfere with and influence the national vote. It is now apparent that the FBI has lost any honor it possibly may have once had. It's now time to abolish the old FBI and build a whole new federal law enforcement authority comprised of virtuous leaders willing to protect and defend the Constitution of the American Republic. Too often we hear that it is just the top leadership at the FBI that has gone so wrong, people like James Comey, Andrew McCabe, and Peter Strzok. But as the FBI Twitter debacle demonstrates, it wasn't just a few rogue agents that engaged in what they knew was a massive violation of the Constitution they themselves swore to uphold, protect, and defend. Like Comey, McCabe, and Strzok, anyone involved should be fired. I want to encourage all Americans to visit this URL and read for yourself what happened at Twitter and is still going on at other media platforms to cancel free speech. There is no other situation in the history of the United States where the nation has faced such a fundamental crisis. An internal coup by a group of powerful and politically motivated individuals who have intentionally stifled the voices of their fellow Americans. We felt the sting of the growing corruption right here at ONN, too. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were confronted by LinkedIn that one of our stories on the origins of COVID-19 was being censored because it allegedly contained inflammatory and false information. The allegation was completely false. At ONN, we pride ourselves in the quality of our research and the validity of every news story we publish, and were both insulted and concerned about the situation. After dozens of complaints, someone finally answered from LinkedIn's safety assessment team and told us they would be looking into the matter. We were instructed to go to a website that was not functional. Days later, following several additional complaints, we finally got another answer asking us to provide the name and URL of the article that we were complaining about. Days later, we received a response from LinkedIn that they could not speak with me about my very own news piece since I didn't post it. In point of fact, the head of our marketing group at ONN posted the article. It was just an excuse. I then called our program manager and asked him to file a formal complaint. More days passed with no response. So, in my position as the editor-in-chief of ONN, I wrote an email inviting Miss Selker to join us for a televised broadcast here at ONN to explain exactly what the article contained that was false information. Of course, we never heard anything from her. The point of all this is that it looks eerily like the very same thing Twitter and the FBI are doing. We urge Congress, as they investigate the debacle at Twitter and the FBI, to include an investigation of LinkedIn. Attempting to cancel voices of citizens who are exercising nothing but their First Amendment rights to free speech is wrong. It is only through free speech that we can encourage the type of civil discourse necessary to achieve consensus on the best ways to move forward as a nation. Before we go, we want to invite every one of our viewers to visit our sister organization, the Institute for Complexity Management, at this URL for a special series on the collusion between the FBI and Twitter, which examines in detail what the two politically weaponized organizations did as they violated the very principles upon which our country was founded. That brings us to the conclusion of our story. It is what it is for January 20th, 2023. This is John Hnatio reporting for the Objective News Network. We look forward to seeing you the next time.